Hi, today at Entrepreneur, we have with us Mr. Ishpreet Singh Gandhi, founder and managing director, Stride Ventures. Ishpreet, thank you so much for talking.
Thank you, Punita, for having us.
Okay, so Ishpreet, we have seen the launch of Stride Venture Debt Report today. So how has been the financial year 2024-25 for you?
Yeah, actually, if I say for Stride specifically, we have grown leaps and bounds in the last year. We have launched new funds, we have closed previous funds, we have returned our fund one, and at the same time, we have grown internationally. So it's been an exciting year. I think for the ecosystem also, there have been a lot of learnings. So overall, quite a year for the reckoning for tech ecosystem and for Stride.
Sure. So how has been the international market for you? How has it performed in the last 1.5 years since you entered the international markets?
Venture debt in India had a lot of learnings for us. India is the third largest startup tech ecosystem.
Yeah.
When we started in 18-19, it was barely less than $100 billion of venture debt, which has grown to 1.3. So we've grown like 15 times in the last 6-7 years, which is a huge ecosystem boost for the debt. And I presume that venture debt is generally known for coming alongside equity. So we've done a lot of new structures in which we've funded a lot of fintech, consumer and climate tech sector companies. And that learnings for tech ecosystem in India is something which we're taking outside, and we launch multiple funds internationally now, depending on the geographies and the state of understanding of debt. So it started doing well. We're already now almost live with some of the funds internationally, and others are going live as we speak.
So which is the top performing market apart from India for you right now?
So early days for the markets, but we've seen very good adoption in Riyadh and Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
So we are in GCC now. From a London perspective, it's a more mature venture debt market. So we are trying to bring in a corridor of India-UK financing. There can be companies who can be funded in both the geographies.
Okay.
Okay. So we can fund companies who want to come to India and for their initiatives here, and those from those funds. Also, UK is big on clean tech.
Right.
As an economy, if you see London, we have been always very focused on, and Europe as a region has been focused on clean tech and fintech, both which is common sectors in India and UK. So there are a lot of learnings on those sectors which we are taking here. So both are very different markets. And now what makes us distinct is we are the only franchise who are globally present to fund a lot of locations.
Okay.
As Stride, now we can fund a company in India, in Dubai, in Riyadh, in Singapore, in US and in London.
And if we talk about the stage of companies which have been funded in India over the last 1 year, from seed stage to IPO, which growth stage has got the maximum amount of funding?
As you rightly said, growth stage, which we define as any company who are upwards of $15 million of revenues, have raised upwards of $50 million of capital, is growth stage for us.
Okay.
That can be anywhere from Series B to Series D. Those kind of companies have been traditionally financed because that's where the company has reached a certain maturity. They're not very early on their product market fit, and they're definite use cases to fund the businesses.
Fintech, I believe, has been top performer. I was looking at the charts mentioned inside in the presentation. Fintech has been a top performer in India as well as internationally for all the markets.
Fintech actually is interestingly the most adaptive sector globally. And that's because government also propels the sector. It's important to the innovation of technology has to come in. The banks have their own infrastructure, but it has to be emplaced by the new tech infrastructure. So fintech as a sector has been very well received across geographies, and that's sector which has got amount of fund financing and equity funding both. So that makes it attractive for us as well.
Okay, and we are literally talking at the start of the new financial year. So what are your expectations in terms of the growth for Stride Ventures this year?
So actually, in India, we have already taken a step ahead to fund venture debt and growth debt. For us, growth debt means companies who are closer to PIPO as well. So we have done a lot of companies as we speak. We just closed a couple of deals last 2 weeks, which are more PIPO deals.
Okay.
So venture debt plus growth debt, India is our mainstay. All of us are Indians. It remains the home for us. And locally, we've got partners and directors for those locations internationally who come with experience to understand that. So India remains venture debt plus growth stage. Internationally, we'll do venture debt in economies like GCC and Singapore, and touch of growth debt in London, European economy, which is a combination of venture debt and growth debt. So depending on the countries, we'll take that.
Okay. And lastly, any synergies you see happening in the international and Indian markets happening going forward?
Yeah, all the synergies, Punita. Founders are same, struggles are same, right? The hustle is same. So basically, we are all human beings, and the geography will just make the bifurcation. But whether it's a private equity or venture capital ecosystem or the founders, the problems are same. So we are just trying to solve the problems with growth capital under Stride, and we are very excited about this overall.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.